So we were talking about yesterday about the nice guy thing. So I didn't hear about that part of your life at Warburg Granger.
I don't think I got like way too. I didn't get as deep into it as
Yeah.
a lot of guys did, but I did have that kind of whole like oh, girls never go for me because I'm nicer than everybody.
Yeah, I've had that part too.
But like after a few years, I kind of like figured out that like oh, I actually was kind of a douche.
Well, that and it's like you just learn that like you just make yourself more fuckable, basically. Like
Be more interesting than just like, hey, I'm willing to say the right things.
Right. There was one guy. There's a chick I'm kind of friends with on Tumblr. She's when live streaming was on there and stuff, and she's always like really super pretty and cool. But there was this guy who used to like stream with her, and he was like very obviously obsessed with her. And he would be one of those guys that would say anything he possibly could. He would even contradict himself, the very next line if she didn't like something like it. I like carrots. Well, I'm not really into carrots. Yeah, me neither. No, they're not that great. Just kind of shit like that.
Yeah.
It's like that's gross because like you don't really know who this person is
Right.
because they're just going to tell you anything that they want you to think they want to hear.
It's like, you want to know how to get a woman? Tell her you like carrots, and if she says I don't really like carrots, be like, well, fuck you.
You're ugly anyway.
Then she'll be all over it. Well, I like meat carrots.
There's like a video of this dude who like turned a carrot into a flute once.
Yeah,
That's kind of cool.
that is kind of fun.
But yeah, I had a dry spell like in my early mid-20s when I first moved out when I didn't really have much of anybody, and yeah, I had that period of where like I could have become like one of those fucking incel fucks, but eventually just figured out that like I'm kind of inadequate and I need to have more to offer.
Yeah.
But there's guys who really take that shit seriously, man.
Well, it's funny too because a lot of them probably could do all right if they just weren't so bitchy about it.
Right. And some of it too is like the women you go after too. It's not just women in general. It's not even just you. It's like the women that you flock to can be kind of crappy or just a type
Yeah.
that don't work.
Probably
you.
not best to be going after the Instagram models.
No. And or think that those are like a representation of all women of any kind.
Right. Like, yeah, the girl advertising her OnlyFans just wants your money, but like,
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like go out someplace that's not, on the internet and just talk to people.
Right.
Don't just sit there at Starbucks and stare at them angrily.
Writing short stories about nice guys being denied.
Right. Buy a thesaurus. Learn some words.
Until you told me about that breast bounced boobily thing, that was just like, oh my god, that's funny.
Oh yeah, men writing women's stuff is a great source of cringe. I love it. She breasted boobily down the stairs. There was this other one that I remember hearing. It was one of those Reddit videos that was like from some like Twitter post where somebody was like writing this story about like a girl like experiencing her period and shit.
Yeah.
And talking about her like going to the bathroom and like the person like described her like boobs jiggling back and forth filled with milk.
No. That's not how that works.
It makes me laugh to think that there are people that legit think that, though.
I remember Louis C.K. talking about a dude like, before I have sex, I drink a lot of milk. Like, why? Because I come more. Like, that's not how that works.
Where's the white stuff come from?
Not from milk.
Especially not the soy milk.
The reason men aren't manly is because all the soy.
That's why I only drink skim milk. Skim milk and whiskey. Skim milk, whiskey, and juicy juice. And use.
You. But, yeah, it's those poor, unfortunate fucking souls.
Right.
And some are like, it's very hard to kind of get out of, like, imagine if you are, not conventional, you're born not conventionally good looking, so you're awkward and weird looking, and then maybe your parents aren't that great to you, so they don't really, like, grow up with any kind of self-confidence.
Right.
And that just, like, already sets you back. And, like, admittedly, that would be, like, hard to work through, but not impossible.
Right. And I think just a lot of people do give up.
Yeah. They take the black pill.
The black pill. It's all about looks. Like, whatever, dude, I get laid.
Yeah.
I ain't that good looking. It's almost like if you can actually be funny. And like,
Yeah, that's my main thing is, like, bathe and be funny.
Yeah, bathe, be funny. Don't be a weirdo.
Be actually interested in what they have to think or say.
Yep. Like, talk to them about stuff that's not just like trying to lead the conversation towards sex.
Or Baldur's Gate or whatever the fuck.
Right? Yeah, don't talk about Baldur's Gate. Unless she starts talking about Baldur's Gate.
Then run. Unless she plays Diablo, just don't.
It depends on which Diablo she plays. Does she play it on mobile? Run.
Pretty much with any of that shit. If you call yourself a gamer who play mobile games.
I've got over 150 hours in Candy Crush.
I'm the Candy Master.
The Candy Man.
It was a genuinely creepy movie. The original, anyway.
Yeah.
It's frightening.
I just remember that scene where that kid gets his fucking dick ripped off.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. Woof. Fucking freaky.
But yeah.
I watched that Hereditary movie that you told me to check out a while back.
Yeah?
Bruh.
What'd you think?
I think I'm good on watching it again.
Really? I've watched it a couple of times, but even the second time doesn't help.
Right? It was just
the thing that gets me the most, always, every single, or both times that got me the hardest, was that moment where the mom is on the ceiling banging her head against the door.
Yeah.
That was like, ugh, like, just that image was like, ugh, Jesus.
Right?
I don't know what it is. It's like the action on top of like the speed of doing it. I don't know what it was. There's just something like off about it.
Yeah.
Basically, just the moment where it gets like terrifying is like when you see that kid that walks in the room and she's like in the corner of the room. That's just like, ugh, Jesus.
Yeah, it went pretty Evil Dead towards the end.
Yeah.
That whole thing where she's like floating up in the attic, like cutting off her own head with that piano wire.
Yeah. I also don't like the shot of like when her floating body goes up into the treehouse. I find that to be kind of like an unsettling shot too. But the whole thing is intense because it's like that, the story of like a family kind of falling apart. like separately,
Yeah.
and they're trying to kind of get back together, but they just can't. You know, just finding more reasons to, or just they all have their own way of grieving, and it's just not helping each other.
Right. Yeah, it was kind of like, oh, this movie made me feel yucky. So I'm kind of like, I don't know if I'm going to watch that one again.
Well, what's funny is I like the guy who made that, and he made this, Beau is Afraid. I've only watched it once also so far. I loved it though. But it gave me a shit ton of anxiety. Like just, ugh. It's a journey. It's a fucking nightmare of a journey.
Yeah, I'll have to
And like
check
you,
that
like
one
you
out.
keep thinking like this can't get any worse.
Right.
It's like nope, this is just the beginning.
Yeah, it was just one of those kind of movies where I'm like, I think watching it once is probably good enough for me. I felt the same way about Barbarian.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I'll watch Barbarian again at some point. I was so happy for Zach that he put that together and it was received well.
Yeah, it was good for what it was, but like it's kind of like, oh, I don't know if I want to make watching this a habit. It was a little bit outside of my comfort zone.
Like what about it was so bothersome?
I think a lot of it was just subject matter. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, just the idea of what was going on the whole time is like, ugh. Like, I'm all right with some kind of like, mutant monster person and shit, lurking in the basement, like murdering people and shit. But when it's like, oh yeah, dude's been like kidnapping women and like breeding with them and then like breeding with the fucking babies and shit and created this thing, then that's like, oh, that's a little too dark for my tastes.
You know, the mother, the lady.
Yeah.
I was in the theater when I saw that, and there was some audible laughter when she jumps off the water tower.
That was a funny shot.
Yeah.
Very Spider-Man like.
Like, wait, what?
Yeah, it was just kind of like, ooh, yeah, like, I'm glad I've seen it, but, like, I probably won't go out of my way to watch it again.
I've seen far worse than that I'll never watch again.
Well, I'm sure.
Like, I'm never gonna see, was it Jack Ketchum's The Girl Next Door? Fuck no. August Underground movies? Fuck no. Yeah. I saw this meme. I think I have it on my phone still. Of like this iceberg that's like, a little bit above water but mostly below. And it was like these levels to like the most disturbing films or some shit like that. And the very bottom, I'm like, I don't know where the fuck any of this shit is. It's like, the very top is like Friday the 13th, The Ring, Gremlins, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Then a bit lower, Begotten, The Hills Have Eyes, Midsummer, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Hostel. Then it keeps going down. A Serbian film, Martyrs, Salo, 120 Days of Sodom, Ken Park, I Spit in Your Grave, August Underground. And it keeps going. I don't know why Gummo's down there. Slaughtered Vomit Dolls, I didn't like that movie.
Slaughtered Vomit Dolls.
It was fucking stupid. Like, it was, disturbing in a sense, but also like just had no point. The Guinea Pig movies, The Taming of Rebecca, Tumbling Doll of Flesh. I don't know what the fuck that is. The Dark Side of Porn. What? Junk Films, Mondo Cane, Phases of Death. I haven't watched any of those. Then you get real low, and I'm like, I don't know what any of this shit is. Red Room 1 and 2, Channel 309, Squirm Fest. No Vaseline, The Great Porn Swindle. At the very bottom, Fubar, Ogrish Collection, Snuff R73, Fetus Munchers.
Fetus Munchers.
Volumes 1 and 2.
Wow.
Even worth a sequel.
I didn't feel that the storytelling was quite as good in part 2.
Wasn't enough munching. More grisly chewing.
The special effects weren't as good. There definitely be some fucked up movies out there, though.
Mm-hmm. It's weird, for like a long time people thought that like snuff was just a myth, and it's like, no. Very real. And in fact, it's more real now than ever because of the dark web.
Yep. That's what that Red Room shit is like these fucking like webcams where people can like watch somebody get like tortured and shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking...
Wow.
It's pretty wild that like that's a thing that people will be like, yeah, I want to see that.
Right. I think for a number of them, it's also like just like the mass curiosity of like, what is that like? And then some people like, oh, fuck this shit. But then some people are like, oh, this is weirdly stimulating, you know, or something like that. Or like you're so bored with everything that you just become, you know, it's like an adrenaline thing.
Yeah.
It's just something crazier.
No, I'll stick to watching dudes like catch baseballs and backflips and shit. Like that would be like, whoa, you know.
It's like I've been just seeing like, you know, these goofy videos on Instagram of like, you know, little kittens riding motorcycles and shit. It just makes me laugh.
Right. Birds chasing kids on scooters.
Yeah. You know, a bear jumping on a chick's or a dude's a fence and then, or their wall, and they just like punch the bear right in the face.
Yeah.
Get away from my dog.
I saw that.
Well, it's like it's fucking going after your dog.
Right.
Do something. And then you actually have like footage of you punching a bear in the face. And if you can like knock it over to the other side of the wall, like what is it gonna do? Come back?
Right.
No, it's gonna be like, fuck that, I'm out of here, not worth it.
I'm not trying to get punched.
I think it was just like a little black bear though. Those aren't as bad as grizzlies.
No, you probably wouldn't do well punching a grizzly bear.
No, you can't do shit with that. But still, you got to punch a bear in the face.
Right. He died punching a bear.
I like that meme. One time, Steve Blackman
Threw a grenade.
Threw a grenade and killed 18 men. And then the grenade exploded.
Yeah. Isn't he like a bounty hunter now?
I don't know if he is now. I know that he was, and he was trying to work on a series, and I probably would have tried to watch it just because like what I saw was hilarious.
Yeah.
But I don't know why I got picked up. I didn't get picked up. I just didn't. But I like him a lot. He's only grown in like legend because I didn't know that he made JBL like apologize to him in front of everybody.
Yeah.
I can't remember the exact reason why, but like he beat the shit out of JBL because like JBL, I think, kept fucking with him. And it's like, dude, this dude's a trained fighter, first of all, and the fact that this dude back in like what 88 or 90 like was gonna be in WWE, but then did like a kickboxing tournament in like Thailand or some shit, and then got malaria, like was bedridden for 2 years, lost all of his muscle mass, then came back home, or no, yeah, something like that. Got home, the malaria was over after 2 years, gained all of his muscle mass back,
Yeah.
and then was, fucking tougher than ever. You're gonna fuck with that guy?
Yeah, probably not.
You fucking
Reminds me,
idiot.
I played some of that AEW game last night
Yeah, Fight
because it was
Forever.
part of my PlayStation Plus subscription.
Yeah.
I got my shit rocked.
Oh, I bet. I have no idea. I've never played it, so I don't know how I'll do either.
I just haven't played one of those kind of games in a long time. I will say that the controls definitely seem more simplified,
Yeah, it's more arcadey.
but yeah, it's
And from what I understand, the new WWE 2K4 or something like that is a bit more easier too. They've simplified it a little bit better.
yeah.
It's definitely, what was it? I can't remember the one we played, like 2K16 or some shit or whatever the fuck it was, but like the grapple system was just like, what the fuck is all this crap?
All right, now hold these two buttons and
Now
then move
spin
the
them
stick,
in counterclockwise directions at the same time. It's just like, what the fuck?
but only a
Why?
quarter of the way. If you do it any more or any less, it's not going to work.
What the fuck? Why'd you have to? Oh. It's like, that's not the thing to fix.
If you want to kick out of the pin, you have to type in the Gettysburg Address in Morse code.
What the fuck were you all thinking? Like, that's not the thing to fix. Fix the fucking gameplay, not the controls.
Now, I will say this too: the create a character is very like bare bones.
In Fight Forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Like it all feels like a game from like the early 2000s.
Yeah. It was just weird because like the initial things I saw of it looked really cool,
Yeah.
and for some reason, like when it came out, it was just like garbage. I'm like, what the fuck happened?
Right. But it's like whatever. I got part of it, or got it as part of my subscription, so
Yeah.
I can't really complain. But yeah, I got that. I got like some SpongeBob SquarePants game, and then Streets of Rage 4.
Yeah, I need to see which one that is again.
But you know, I played like one match in that AEW game, and I got my shit kicked in. So I was like, oh wow,
Yeah, I'd like to try it.
I need to get better at this.
I miss having my Xbox Game Pass because they had Forza Horizon 4 on it, and I really liked that game. I'm not really into racing games so much, but I liked that one.
Sometimes they can be fun.
I just liked it was kind of like weirdly like Grand Theft Auto with racing. Like there was like all sorts of different kinds of things you can do. It was very open world. You can start a race with like if someone's just driving on a street, you can just kind of like challenge them, and all of a sudden you just start racing them.
Yeah.
There's you can buy places and then buy cars and customize them and shit and do stunts and
Yeah, that kind of stuff is fun.
yeah. Like you don't have to drive on the road. You can drive literally anywhere if your car can get there.
Oh, damn it.
And like every car kind of drives it a bit differently.
Yeah.
So I think I got a Dodge Charger initially, but like it drove like shit. Like I was like, what the hell?
So you know what I actually found out recently is that like in games where you've got cars that have like a speed boost, it doesn't actually do anything, right? Like what it does is just like adds motion blur, and then like moves the camera closer to the car to give the
Yeah.
impression that it's like boosting your speed.
Uh-huh.
But that's why in a lot of games, like when you do a speed boost, it won't actually like make you like,
Faster.
faster than other cars around you and shit. So it's like, I wonder how many games actually just do that instead of actually like speeding you up. Because I know there are some games that it does.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's so many racing games I just can't get into. Like I never got into like Gran Turismo or anything.
Yeah. Gran Turismo was pretty fun on VR.
Okay. I still have yet to play any VR games.
Yeah. There just wasn't enough to justify having the damn thing, so I figured I would sell it while it was still worth something.
Yeah. Is that still a thing? Or has that died down?
No, there's still VR games. There's more out than there used to be.
Okay.
I actually get annoyed because it seems like every zombie game that comes out is VR.
Yeah. I just remember hearing that Doom was like, it made everybody sick.
I can believe it.
Because it made like,
Doom's
it was
so
it was like too fast for everybody.
Like, I remember playing Resident Evil 7 in VR really made me nervous, though.
Yeah, I remember you saying that. That's the one in the house.
Yeah. Like, I had to take the headset off every 15 minutes to wipe off the goggles, because, like...
It was just getting too tense?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, they'd get all fogged up and shit from me sweating. Just because, like, you know, the fucking... what's his name? Fucking daddy.
Mm-hmm. You knows.
Oh, Ripper. It was fine when I got the when I beat the game fast enough to get the circular saw, though.
That's a thing. Like if you beat it quick enough, you get like a thing.
Yeah, like if you beat it within like I think it was 2.5 hours, you get like the circular saw in your next game.
Okay.
And it doesn't ever like run out of like charge or like fuel or anything like that, so you can literally just run through the whole game with this thing in front of you.
Oh, nice.
And it just makes
Just
it
for
basically like you're so OP with it.
Oh, gotcha. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, it was. But it takes all the horror out because you're just like...
Yeah, well, it's just kind of like a little gift of like, hey, you want to fuck with this family up and not have to deal with them?
Right. The Resident Evil games have always been like that, though, where if you like beat them within a certain time frame, they give you all kinds of goodies and stuff like that. Like Resident Evil 3, if you beat it quick enough, you would get like an AK-47 that had unlimited ammo. Never needed to be reloaded, so you could just
Pap.
waltz through the game like it's nothing. Or like the original, you could get like a rocket launcher or something like that. I've always enjoyed those games, though.
I just never got into them because, like, I remember I tried like the first or second one, and I was just like, I don't like these kind of controls.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm way too weak to start out with.
Yeah. A lot of people don't like the tank controls.
Yeah, I just can't do it.
Oh, Rupert. You might like the remake of Resident Evil 2 and 3 a little bit better since they're more like over-the-shoulder controls.
Probably. I occasionally can play those. Like, I liked Gears of War all right. And then there was a Xbox 360 game called Vanquish that I thought that was super fucking cool.
Yeah.
I kind of got into it's like a first person game, but it's that Mirror's Edge or whatever, where it's kind of like it's basically like that what do they call it? Parkour, but like on high rise buildings, kind of.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, that one was pretty neat. I liked Dying Light because of that, because like it was, you know, zombies, but it had like parkour elements and stuff, so you could like climb up buildings to get away from them and shit.
And I kind of got into Portal a little bit, but eventually, like, my brain would be kind of like, I don't know what to fucking do.
Right. I like the idea of Portal, but like, I could never really get into the game itself.
Yeah. Like I said, like at first, it's kind of like, this is kind of, you know, a brain teaser. It's a little bit fun, but then it gets to be like, what the fuck do I do?
Right.
I really don't like having to relegate to be like, I really don't know what to do, and I have to now look at YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, your pinches cheeks.
And I always feel like the worst of it is like it's just Skyrim and Fallout and shit. If like it's like you gotta find this in this thing in this room. I'm like, I've looked everywhere, and like it's like you find it's like, oh my god, like this stupid little spot that I didn't see.
Right.
It's like a dope. Oh, the button's right between the wall and the bookshelf that's slightly outward. But you can't just, if you look between it, you won't see it. You have to look at this certain way. It's like...
You have to be standing in an exact spot, looking at it from the exact right angle.
In this very tight area. What the fuck? But like there was like, I was able to figure out one without having to do it. It was like part of one of the newer things I think of, like this Halloween house or something. And they're like, you have to figure out this code in the room, like a 4-digit code, and like you know, spoiler alert, but like there's no actual code that you pick up or anything. You have to figure it out. But like in this one room it has like 4 pumpkins. In this other room it has 7 skulls. Other thing, and then that's what you use. Like it's like the 4, 7,
right,
shit like that. I'm like, okay, I can kind of get behind that. That's a little bit easier to figure out.
Yeah.
And I think also, like, I'm not super into cryptic shit, so that's why I get kind of tired with Zelda after a while.
Yeah.
It's like, I just like the fighting. I like the gathering things and achieving things, but, like, once it gets to be, like, figure out this complicated puzzle, it's like, ugh.
Solve this riddle.
Yeah, like, ugh.
This cryptic riddle that you have to, like, understand, like, ancient mythologies to...
I was really into Dead Island for a while, but I just kept getting tired of it because, like, I just kept getting tired of the idea that the weapons were just so fucking breakable.
Yeah.
I'm like, God damn it. I'm like, having to use these things all this frickin' time because there's never-ending zombies.
Yeah, Dead Island 2 is like that, but you can repair your weapons pretty easily, which is nice.
I just got bored with so many zombie games like that. The one in the mall,
Oh,
Dead Rising or
yeah,
something.
Dead
like
Rising,
that.
yeah.
And then like even like when I was into like Red Dead Redemption, there was that zombie one.
Yeah.
There's more, but like just ugh. Yeah, I didn't get to play Dying Light. I know that. I remember watching you play it. It looked pretty cool.
Yeah, the original Dying Light is great. I did not care much for Dying Light 2, though. Like, I feel like Dying Light was a step backwards in terms of the combat. It just doesn't feel as tight.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Dying Light 2.
yeah, for the original Dying Light, though, they pretty much got that game perfect.
Mm.
The only thing I would have liked is if it was more of like, you know, a free roam type of thing instead of just like being one of those kind of Assassin's Creed type of like, go do this mission now.
In this specific area.
Yeah. And like, give me the option to build bases and stuff. I want to be able to do like my base building survival stuff too. Like, I want a good zombie survival game where I can build bases and stuff, and I don't want it to be 7 days to die.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what is that new... You said you played a bit of that new kind of Fallout game in space.
Starfield?
Yeah, so how is that?
It was okay, but it had issues.
Okay.
Like...
We just patches be able to take care of that.
Yeah, I'm sure that there's been a lot of improvements I've heard, but like, you know, I haven't played it since it like first came out, really.
Okay.
But like one of the things that really bothered me was that there was no like local maps when you were in like a hub area.
Okay.
So like you just kind of had to like learn your way around, and it's just like, you mean to tell me that like in a future society where like, you know, people had mastered space travel, you wouldn't like automatically have a map of like the local area so you could figure out where you're going and be all like, okay, I need these kind of supplies, I need to go to this place.
Yeah.
And
You'd
shit
have to
like
wander
that.
and kind of take a stab at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of stupid. Hopefully they fix that.
Yeah, and then like it was really hard to figure out like how to like make changes to your ships and stuff. They didn't explain very well.
They're never good at that for some reason.
Yeah, so like it had its
I don't know,
problems.
like they just don't want to, or they just kind of expecting other people to just kind of figure it out and then share it that way, or just
Yeah,
what the fuck?
I mean it's fun. I enjoy it enough, but like they really needed to like, you know, figure out that local maps thing and
Upgrading your ship.
yeah, and just
But like, is it like playing it fun?
yeah, like, you know, getting into like, you know, fights and stuff. That's a lot of fun. But like, you know, there's just a lot of.
And is it like massive because it's, you know,
It's
space? Or
it's pretty
like,
big from what I've seen.
Okay.
Like, you know, like I said, I haven't played like through a shit ton of it, but like it is pretty fun to play. It's just there's a lot of like, I don't know where I need to go
gotcha.
kind of shit going on, and
Yeah, I wouldn't be a fan of that either.
there was like some issues with figuring out how to like, you know, get to like where you need to go when you're going to like other planets and shit too. Like I said, I'm sure they probably made improvements and stuff, but I'm just kind of like sitting back for a while and letting them fix whatever they need to fix on that before trying it again. Plus, it's like a really, really, really big fucking download.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to play it because it needs an Xbox Series X, which I don't have.
Yeah, it's like a 500 gig download for the base game.
I have to get rid of everything, plus probably add memory on it
Right.
just to get to play.
It's like a little too much. I mean, I've got like an external hard drive that's got like 2 terabytes. So,
Yeah, I'll have
like, I
to-
could, but
I'll have to get that eventually or something like that. But I'm still having fun with Fallout 4.
yeah, that's one I always go back to. Same with Skyrim.
That one I'll go back to eventually as well. But I'm just such a huge Fallout fan.
No, I get it for sure.
Oh, where's that stupid green Zim suit again? You said like southeast or some shit, or because I've gone everywhere.
If I
and I'm
remember
like,
right, it's in the Nuka-Cola factory.
So are you talking then? I thought it was in Far Harbor. Well, it's not in Far Harbor. Because there's red one. I can get that one. I got that one. But apparently there's a green one. Because I got the Nuka-Cola Quantum one. I got the Nuka-Cola one. I got the red Vim one. But apparently there's a green one. I'm like, what the fuck?
Just north of the National Park Visitor Center. Okay, so yeah, the green Vim armor is there's going to be a truck north of the Park Visitors Center on the island in Far Harbor.
Okay. The truck north of the visitor center?
Yeah.
I know where that is.
Yeah, it says a full set of painted armor can be found in a truck just north of the National Park Visitors Center.
Okay.
So yeah, it'll be like that one.
Yeah. I want it. I want all the cool suits.
Right?
I still have yet to fucking figure out how the fucking factories work.
Yeah, right.
Because, like, they're running. I got them to run and turn on and stuff, and I put, like, stuff in them, but they don't make anything. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? So I want to make, like, my own ammo, my own food, my own supplies. I could get my own concrete, you know, instead of having to buy it.
Yeah. I know how that'd be. I just got to the point where I had so much excess water that I could literally just get whatever I need.
Yeah.
Because that always worked very well for me.
And yeah, you said you just find someone and just apply. You just send them to another place, another sanctuary, another.
Yeah, another one of your
Then they're
settlements.
considered a traitor.
Yeah.
Okay. Because they don't mention that. They just say, "Oh, just go send them over here." I'm like, "Is that this where they're going to be then, or what?" And
Right.
it's like, no, then they can trade. I'm like, well, I don't. You didn't say it. It's kind of a big difference.
Yeah. No, it's anywhere that you've got like a trader going back and forth through, they'll like share supplies and shit, and then like if you've got another trader connected to one of those that you're connected to at your 1st one, like it just adds on.
Like just like a spider web.
Yeah.
Because I would like to build like full on like fucking concrete forts at every place. So everybody's protected. Then I can make every place different.
Yeah, for sure. Oh.
You don't have to get bothered with like, oh, this place isn't very happy with you right now.
Right.
Motherfucker, I got my own problems.
Like, fuck them. Why don't you go handle it, Preston?
Right. He's the one I'm wanting to send out first. Like, you fucking handle it, you bastard.
Right? This was your idea in the first place.
Mm-hmm. The only place that like truly sucks is that the glowing sea.
Yeah.
Fuck that place.
I tried going in there without a power suit.
Oh, I do that all the time. I just have a shit ton of Rad-X
Yeah.
and just have like a good rad resistance, but still like you still have to like add more all the time.
Yeah.
But it's really not even that. That's not really the problem.
Well, I had like the radiation suit and stuff, but
Because that's just not really the problem. It's like the amount of like death claws and rad scorpions and shit running around.
What I kept on like getting fucked by was like monsters. You'd be amazed, dude, what like setting up trade routes between all of your settlements would do.
Right.
Because then you got like everybody's like shit stacking up on top of each other all at once.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to run around in between places. Takes a while to get it all set up, but it's worth it in the end.
Yeah, it's just something you need to spend some time doing that. get some scrappers and, you know, build the towers and.
See, that's the nice thing too, is that like once you've got that going, you can literally just specialize every place to do like, you know, one specific thing, and it makes it so that you have a lot more of stuff coming in.
Like this is more of a farm. This is more of like getting like guns and ammunition, shit like that.
Yeah. 'Cause like I said, I just use the drive-in basically is nothing but scrappers.
Okay. Yeah, I just think it would be cool to like build every place different. You know, like you can design every place a little bit differently.
Yeah. Oh, Rupert.
The drive-in would be a cool like place to have a fort, but like you just like you have to build some walls because like you just are so unprotected out on the outside.
Yeah. That's why I built it floating. Oh.
Yeah, you just built it floating, and then had like the elevator that goes down.
It was like a staircase, but yeah. It was the only way to get up into it. You couldn't get near the staircase if you weren't supposed to be there. Because of all the turrets and shit that I had. Be funny to just set it up so there was like turrets all up inside it.
Right. I have a shit ton of concrete that I've bought that I just need to go send to other places.
It would be fun to build like a death maze like they make you go through when you first go to Nuka World.
Oh, fuck yeah, that'd be so fun.
People probably wouldn't make it very far past the first thing. Because the AI is stupid and doesn't learn.
Yeah, I used to have like in my first game, like at that bridge, I had like a covered bridge, and there was just a bunch of like, yeah, you could come through, but like at the very end of it, is a shit ton of turrets, and you're not getting past them.
Right? Oh, Rupert.
Poop the poop. Ridiculous.
Oh, give me that leg.
He has a thing about wanting to sit at my lap when I'm driving.
Oh, yeah? You're going to give him a kiss.
It is Pride Month, Rupert.
Martian is a gay boy.
I missed Alistair Gay Boy.